Good Monday morning. Today is day 48 of hiking the Appalachian Trail in 100 days. Came down off the hill that we were camped on last night into the Cumberland Valley here, and it's pretty flat trails for the next 10 or maybe a little more miles, I think. So should be able to cruise pretty well. Right now we're still kind of in the woods, but from what I heard, I think there's going to be a number of miles out in kind of open fields and farmland. So in that case, I'm definitely grateful that it's overcast today, so I'm not baking too much in the sun. And honestly, would be great if we got some rain, because like I've been saying, we definitely need some. And one of the people I was talking to yesterday said Virginia is pretty dry as well, and that's where I'm headed in just a few days, so I would like there to be more water there as well. Walking through these fields now that I heard about, and up ahead in the distance is a highway. I think that's Interstate 81. We'll be crossing over that in just a few minutes, and then a little bit after that we'll get to Route 11, and I'm actually gonna stop there and go about 2/3 of a mile into Carlisle to get some new water bottles. I've had the same two smart water bottles the whole trip, and mine are just getting kind of beat up, and I noticed there was a bunch of like gunky slime around the threads the other day. I was like, oh, that's nasty. I tried to clean it off, but I'm sure there's like just nastiness like inside the water bottle probably that's like built up somehow and like stuff like that. So figured might as well get some new water bottles and have them be clean and fresh for the next few weeks at least. Just after 9 o'clock now, when I got to Route 11 there, I walked about a half mile into town and went to a Sheetz gas station, and they had like a pretty big store, and got my smart water, and then of course I had to get some food. So I had this personal breakfast pizza, which was fantastic. It was like eggs and cheese and sausage and I think there was some like gravy on there that you would get on like a biscuits and gravy type thing. So I really enjoyed that. And then I also had a little ice cream sandwich, like a M&M's ice cream sandwich. So great food. Definitely worth the mile walk into town. And now I have fresh, clean, smart water bottles as well. Walking into Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania now, and this road walk is part of the AT. And then once I get into town, it kind of turns off, I think, to the side. It's before noon, and I only have a few miles left, like less than 5 miles to the original campsite I was planning to stay at. So probably gonna go on a few more miles past that. Wow, there's a heron here, and it actually has a fish in its mouth. That is really cool. There's some people around here, so maybe it's a little scared or something, but it's just kind of walking around there. So made it through all of the flatlands there in the Cumberland Valley and climbing up a hill a little bit here, but so far trail is pretty nice and smooth and ascent is pretty gradual. I think I have less than 7 miles left to the place I'm going to camp, or around there. It's not an official shelter or anything, it's just a place listed that has some space for tenting. And that's a few miles further than I originally had planned for today, but I started further last night. So basically the last few days I've been about 5-ish miles ahead of my plan, and then that makes tomorrow pretty short, like 15 miles, which I might do a little bit more than that, might not, because I'm going to be going through Pine Furnace Grove State Park and hitting up the half-gallon challenge, which will be exciting. So it rained the last 2 or 3 hours, and I hiked the last about hour of my day in that rain, and then I stopped by this little creek here, which is about where I was planning to stop for the day, and set up the tent and was just kind of chilling in the tent for a while. And I think I took a little nap actually, but it's mostly stopped raining now, so I came out and am cooking up my dinner here, and then gonna eat that and just chill out for the rest of the evening. Did about 22 miles today, and I did forget to mention actually that when I was in Boiling Springs, I did stop at a little pizza place, and I didn't want to eat all that much, and I didn't want to spend all that much money either, so I just had this side, which was pizza fries, which is just like these crispy fries with pasta sauce and cheese on them, basically. So those are pretty good, and I enjoyed that. And then I had, I think, about 7 or 8 miles after that to get here. Got my dinner all cooked up and eaten, and hung the bear bags, filtered water, all that kind of stuff. So in the tent for the night this time, and ended at mile 1080.5, so 22 miles exactly today. And tomorrow I will be hitting Pine Furnace Grove State Park, which means I will be doing the notorious half-gallon challenge. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain it more tomorrow, but it involves ice cream and a lot of it, so I am excited for that. Today was definitely pretty humid, but the sun wasn't out most of the time, so that was nice. It did rain, like I said, in the afternoon, which was nice at first, and then I was just wet and wanting to set up the tent and not get all my stuff wet. So I managed to keep most of my stuff reasonably dry while I was setting up the tent, so it wasn't too bad, but definitely would have preferred the rain to stop a little bit earlier, but it's still stopped now. I think it might rain more overnight, just because it still seems kind of cloudy and overcast and feels like rain a little bit, I guess. So we'll see what we get overnight and tomorrow.